Just take a quick couple minutes, jump right into it, and review what I see in the markets. If we start off with the indexes, you're going to notice that Dow Jones Industrials is coming into potential resistance around 34,281. We're about there now. Dow's up 254 on the day. If we switch over to the NASDAQ, you see a different chart. You see more of an opportunity in between where the NASDAQ is now with a move higher up to the 200-day. Should we see that, you're looking at about 1,000 points to the upside on the NASDAQ. That is not as clear when you look at the Dow Jones Industrials chart. You check quick on the S&P 500. A little less room there to the 200-day. Want to be careful in here as we saw a nice rally here that failed. Okay, and similar. Back above the 50-day, back above the 50-day, running into the 200-day. So my recommendation would be for bulls to use caution, take profits, at least partial profits where possible. And moving on here, SWN chart, natural gas really, I believe, is oversold here. I don't think there's a clear path in the Ukraine-Russia war currently, although you could make arguments that Putin, with this offer, as far as, if I understand it correctly, Ukraine offered for Russia to retain Crimea if it were to retreat from or vacate the other areas it's currently in control of. So if you look on the natural gas UNG chart, this chart is very attractive to me. Of course, you've got to pivot through here. We're now above it, 2.6 million on the day. The average volume is 6.2. If we can get above the 200-day, UNG has 4 to 8 point upside. You can make a case it could be a 10-point upside if you give it some time to retest recent highs here. So look for UNG, whether or not it breaks above this black line, which is the 200-day moving average. SWN, which I do own. This chart looks very good to me. As we get back above the 200-day, the 13-day, the 50-day, the 21-day simple moving averages today, you see healthy volume, 14 million shares, not even at the lunch break, 12 to 1 typically, and the average volume about 30 million. But we've had a nice consolidation phase in here since October, and I believe SWN is ready to move back above based upon the chart pattern as well as the fundamentals. Take a quick check on fundamentals. PE is 5, which is a 70% discount to S&P 500 components. If you look at sales, right now they're at, trailing 12. They're at 15 billion. The market cap 7.8 billion. So it's a 50% discount to one-time sales. If you go across the largest holders in here on SWN, you're going to find Fidelity, Vanguard, BlackRock, a long list of impressive institutions own 100 million plus share stakes at last check, and so I'm bullish on SWN. Moving along, as I've stated, I was basically a little bit early on the gold and silver trade, but I believe interest rate, we've seen the lion's share of the interest rate hikes factored in now to policy. I mean, you could get a little bit more here, but for the most part, you've seen inflation start to cool, which I've been saying over the past several weeks, even before the data came out. So Rocket, RKT on New York Stock Exchange, finance, mortgage, and related services. Bottom line is they're doing, right now, if you go over trailing 12, you got just under 8 billion, market cap 15 billion. So it's basically 2 times sales. Look at this chart pattern. You have a significant short interest. I'll update it in tomorrow's video, so I don't have you waiting here. But if you look here, you had 4 million to the upside. It hit 859. Lighter volume sell-off, holding right now on the 13-day. Even if it pulls in here, I'm sorry, that's the 13-day. even if it pulls back to the 21-day or peak moving average here, very minimal downside. Likely you're going to get additional thrusts, at least to the 200-day, considering the short interest at last check was about 20 to 25% on this. And I was in the mortgage industry at one time, and I can tell you the volatility is not easy for loan originators right now, but I have dozens of friends in the industry, and the handful I've spoken to over the last several weeks, but they expect to see the rates cool just a bit and then settle. Even if they don't back down and rates stay at 6.5, 7, or 6 on a 30-year fixed, rocket companies at this valuation, I believe, is undervalued once again here. So they are profitable, and I just think for a trade in here, you can catch rocket for $1 upside if you're willing to hold it. If you're more of a long-term investor. Look at their return on equity, almost 800%, $2 in cash flow, which is about $250 million. Earnings per share growth rate, 73%. And the group is doing fairly well with a 73% relative strength rating. Okay, so have a profitable day all. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.